Hello and welcome, Lynx here, and it is another day in Secret Kiss is Sweet and Tender. Let's see what another day brings for the girls living in the dorm, the sensei and the university student. Should I say the interim sensei for, given that she's on an internship as a teacher. Anyway, I woke up before the alarm went off. Emma was sleeping next to me. Yeah!
あれ、珍しい。エマさんがまだ寝ているなんて。
Because she was exhausted as well. Normally she got up earlier than me and returned to her room, but she had stayed put. She usually looked like a grown-up, but seeing her now, she looked innocent and cute. To be fair, she always looks cute, but... I reached out my head and gently brushed her hair, hiding her cheeks. Emma, who frowned for a moment, was still sleeping comfortably. She still had time and I wanted to let her sleep a little longer. I turned off the alarm clock so that she wouldn't be woken by it.
これでよし。あとは。
I would make breakfast the way Emma had told me. With that on my mind, I got out of the bed. After making breakfast and arranging it on the table, Emma came down.
おはよう、エマさん。おはようございます。
She looked away from me a bit awkwardly. But she had her hairpin on, and I smiled when I saw it.
よく眠れた？はい、おかげさまで。でも、起こしてくれてもよかったんですよ。たまには時間いっぱい寝るのもありだよ。
Yeah. I poured hot coffee into her mug as usual.
ちょうど朝食ができたところなの。一緒に食べよっか。はい。ありがとうございます。
Seeing Emma sitting in her chair, I also took a seat.
いただきます。
Emma cut a piece of French toast and brought it to her mouth. The next moment, she blinked.
どう？ふわふわしてて美味しいです。
Oh, that's what you were. Okay, yeah, I get it now.
でしょでしょ。エマさんが教えてくれたように作ってみたの。教えたなんてそんなこと。
Emma's cheeks were slightly red. She looked very cute, which made me even more happy. I stuffed a bite-sized piece of French toast with my fork and raised it to Emma's mouth.
エマさん。
Got you. Emma looked surprised. It was no wonder she felt that way. Oh, Konami. I got to carry it away there.
なんてね。
When I began to pull the fork away trying to play it off, Emma grabbed my wrist.
もう少し近づけてくれないと食べられません。もう一度。はい。
I'm not saying, okay? Emma's open lips. We each revealed her small mouth, snapped up the piece of French toast.
本当に美味しい。よかった。
Emma's smile alone warmed my heart.
お礼に先生にもあんしますね。そんな恥ずかしいよ。それならコナミ先生は恥ずかしいことを私にしたんですか？そう言われると。じゃあいいですよね。はい。
She brought a bite of French toast to my mouth. I could feel the sweet taste spreading through my mouth. At the that moment, I was reminded of the time we ate ice cream. I got ice cream on my lips and Emma licked it off. It wasn't on them lips, to be honest, as you can see, but whatever. She can read her mind. That's totally it. Emma was sometimes as sharp as if she was looking directly into my heart. Or was it just that I was easy to understand? I considered that while sipping from the mug. Both? After breakfast, we washed the dishes together. Mm-hmm.
本当にいい学園すぎて、ずっとこの学園で教えていたいな。私もコナミ先生が学園にいてくれたら、毎日が楽しいと思います。
Emma turned off the faucet firmly and looked at me.
このままずっと。エマさん？
The doorbell rang. Emma looked up with surprise.
寮母さんでしょうか？ちょっと見てくるね。私も行きます。
Tick, 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 tick.
はーい。
I opened the front door. Good morning! Good morning, Miss Izuho! Oh no. Get the freak out. 2 students from my class stood there. Ugh.
おはようございます。ってどうしたの？
We thought we'd walk to school instead today, so we could have dropped off over here!
そうだったのね。ちょうど今から出ようと思ってたところよ。
God damn it, you're ruining everything! Let's go together! Reacting excitedly, the students noticed Emma standing next to me. Miss Serizawa, won't you join us? We'd like to talk with you too! With that, Emma tilted her head as if she was conflicted.
ありがとうございます。でも、まだ準備ができてなくて、私に気にせず先に行ってください。
What did she see you later in class?
エマ、芹沢さん、私も先に行くね。戸締まりだけお願いね。
Why can't you read the situation, Sensei?
はい、大丈夫です。いってらっしゃい、先生。
Sensei, stop being blind! On the usual school route. But it felt strange that the student walking next to me was not Emma! That's right. Oh, Officer, there's before! Also, totally giving them annoying voice because they are an annoyance. Said the student in an exasperated tone.
何が？
Hey, beauty, Miss Serizawa! She's so cool! I got to work up the courage to talk to her!
そうなんだ。
Miss Izuho, you're living with her! So do you talk?
もちろん話すよ。それに、エマじゃなくて、芹沢さんは笑うととても素敵だし。
You almost got yourself in trouble there. A little bit. Oh, it's a Jesus!
それってどういう？
Intrigued by what she had said, without thinking, I asked her to explain. Very many students who admire Miss Serizawa. She's beautiful and composed, but she seems kind of unapproachable. Right, she's so out of our league. I hope I can talk with her someday. Fair enough.
エマさん。 自分が気づいていないだけでかなり人気あるんだ。
Maybe she doesn't want to be. Come on. I thought it seemed like a good thing, but at the same time I felt my heart ache. Yeah.
今の
Oh, you are also getting hit by that. Yeah. It was kind of age that I had never felt before. Not knowing what was, I tilted my head preparedly. Ding dong ding. Stand up and bow! Please be seated! At the queue for daily class duty, the students gave their morning greetings. I watched it from the platform at the front of the room.
緊張する。
It was my first time leading homeroom by myself! I had simulated it in my head many times, and up until right before I entered the classroom, I was being given tips by the homeroom teacher. I have no idea how homeroom supposedly works. We had that thing once a week? Yeah, only once a week. And it was not in the beginning of the day. So, completely different approach in Japan to that, I believe.
深呼吸。深呼吸。
I put my hand on my chest and exhaled deeply. At the back of the classroom, the homeroom teacher was watching me attentively. There is no need to worry about anything.
おはようございます。皆さん。これから出席を取ります。
Holding the attendance sheet, I called out the name of each student in class. I already memorized their names and faces. They are all really cute students. Not as cute as you know, Hufo. I marked circles next to the names of the students who responded cheerfully. Cheerfully. What is wrong with you people?
次、芹沢エマさん。
I looked towards where Ema was sitting. She was looking out the window. But in response to her name being called, she slowly turned towards me. At last, our eyes met and I couldn't help grinning.
芹沢さん、本日の具合はどうですか？特に普通です。わかりました。では次。
We don't care what name that was next.
ホームルームを
There
終
is
了し
only
ます。
one that is important. After about 15 minutes of homeroom class, I felt the tension flew out through my chest. Since the first class would start shortly, I headed to the back of the classroom to take the place of the usual homeroom teacher. Today's science class was held in a classroom. Isn't it always like that? As usual, Emma was looking out the window.
初めて出会った時からずっとそうだよね。
It seemed like she was in her own world, and had created an atmosphere that nobody could penetrate. She's beautiful, so it's hard to approach her. But I knew that there were a lot of students who wanted to get to know her. But it doesn't mean she wanted to get to know them. I was sure I would be glad if Emma talked to them.
私だってそうだよ。エマさんに笑顔を向けられるだけで幸せな気持ちになるんだから。
But you're a different case. You're a very different case. I was surprised when she kissed me for the first time, but looking back at it, that might have been what made me conscious of her. When we were together in the dormitory, I was kissed again, and the distance between us was closing. I had taken it for granted. I wonder if Emma had already become very precious to me. You have to be blind to not realize that. Blind in the feelings department. But in a few days' time, my teaching training would be over and I'd have to leave this school. When that time came, what would happen to our relationship? On top of that, from the start, Emma hadn't become close with any of her classmates. When I'm gone, what will Emma? Will she be all alone? I can't stand seeing my love. Yo, she said it. She said it. In her mind, obviously, but she said it with such a lonely expression on her face. Wait, 3 dots. Did she realize what she just thought? She realized, let's go! I stopped thinking about it. What did I say just now? I heard something falling in the classroom and looked up. Sorry, I'm so sorry! It seemed that the student sitting near Emma dropped some laboratory equipment. I headed over to her. Droppers, plastic containers and test tubes were scattered about on the floor. There was also a pen among the mess. Probably she had dropped it together with other items.
大丈夫？怪我はない？ No! ここは私が片付けるから、あなたは授業に戻って。Oh, thank you!
After urging the student to go, I crouched down. The test tube had a large crack in it. Fragments of broken droppers were scattered around the pen, but I felt I needed to pick it up.
手を切らないようにしないと。
Am I weird for, like, picking glass or whatever with my bare hands and never cutting myself? And I'm never even, like, trying to avoid anything. I'm weird, am I not? I'm just my hidden useless talent. First of all, I would pick up the pen with a handkerchief, then I could clean the rest up with a broom. If it was a house, you go vacuum cleaner as well after you are done picking up the pieces that you could see. I put my hand in my skirt pocket and tried to take out my handkerchief. That is to say, I remember that I had left it in my bag. Also, we need to reverse because I did not allow her to finish the sentence while voicing. That is to say, I remember that I had left it in my bag. I can go get now, but I don't want to have to borrow one from someone either. I reached out to grab the pen. Just then a pale pink handkerchief was held out in front of me. When I looked up in surprise, someone was looking down at me. Yes, ladies. You know what, Leon? I take back what I said. Ladies should not pick up anything with their hands for when it comes to glass and so on. Don't. Your hands should not be ruined by cuts. Me, on the other hand, as a guy, it doesn't matter. Anyway. Then again, I've never got a cut on my hand. I do have a few cuts on my forearm from like working in a storage or whatever. Anyway. They will not sweat. Beyond Emma's line of sight, there were students concentrating on their class. Among them, I could see the student who had dropped his pen. Yeah. No one had noticed the exchange between Emma and me yet. I accepted Emma's offer and I took the outstretched handkerchief. Emma looked away as if nothing had happened. Thanks to her handkerchief, I was able to pick up the pen without getting hurt. Pen. After that, I picked up the other debris with a broom and dustpan without incident. If I had cut my finger, the student... Oh yeah, I should have a few cuts on fingers as well now that I think about it, but that's again from the storage, not glass. I literally never cut myself on glass. If I cut my finger, my student who dropped the pen would have felt bad. Unless that was her goal. Maybe just for you, for? I'm that kind of person, I would say. Like... You know, you are being, in a way, good to who you want to be good to. You know what I mean? With some, you just don't care. Because maybe they don't deserve, and so on. Anyway, whatever. Because that's a little bit of a too deep of a topic to go to right now. I glanced at Emma, as she was just looking out the window. How are her grades, by the way? The class finished. The classroom started to buzz with chatter. I wanted to rush over to Emma to thank her. But I was immediately approached by the student who had dropped their supplies. Oh my god, leave me alone. Miss Izuho!
Hi.
Thank you for helping me out!
いいの。それに、 お礼を言うなら私じゃなくて。
Well, one thing to mention about them, I looked over to her. But Emma was already leaving the classroom. What's wrong?
なんでもないわ。それより試験官の扱いには気をつけてね。
Yes, I understand!
いい返事です。それじゃあ私ちょっと用事があるからまた後でね。
I followed Emma, who was about to leave the classroom. Just before going out in the corridor, I called out to Emma. Emma was just standing at the entrance and looking out.
芹沢さん。
In response to my voice, Emma looked back slowly.
どうしましたか？ハンカチありがとう。気にしなくていいですよ。
Emma ran her fingers through her long hair. Immediately, that shampoo smell, which was the same as mine, drifted softly through the air. We lived in a dormitory together, and we shared a lot of things, so it was natural. But I could use the same thing as Emma was. It felt like a special privilege that was only for me.
先生、ご用はそれだけですか？
Sensei, you know.
ごめんなさい。要件。そうだ。今日一緒に料理を作る約束していたでしょ？そういえばそうでしたね。何を作るか決めた？そのお話、今ここでするんですか？やっぱりまずいかな。
It seemed like I was forcing the conversation. Even so, Emma didn't seem bothered and listened to me. I really admire her for that kind of kindness.
和食がいいです。最初に作ってもらったぶり大根、美味しかったので。じゃあ、買い物は私に任せてね。楽しみにしていますね。
Emma smiled at me. I was so happy that I opened my mouth again to say something. The student spoke to me, so I looked back at them.
どうしたの？
We wanted to invite you to have lunch again. Can you join us? There's a special lunch meal today. You want to try it, right?
絶対食べなくちゃ。ねえ、芹沢さんも。あれ？
Yeah, she's just not interested in them. Come on. She wasn't there.
もうすぐにいなくなっちゃうんだから。
I understand her. I totally understand her. I wondered if Emma didn't like being around others. Yeah. She had definitely been in a good mood the day after our date. You just don't get it, do you? You don't get it. But when her classmates talked to me on our way to school, she got into a bad mood. Yeah. Come on, you finally noticed stuff?
でもちょっと待って。
Something was bugging me. She's noticing. When Emma hadn't been in a good mood, it had always been when I was with someone else. Yeah. If so, that only one answer came to my mind.
エマさん、もしかして焼きもち焼いてる？
Detective Konami on the case, finally! Sharing a meal with her, taking a bath together, or sometimes sleeping in the same bed. Even if I had only been out with Emma. If she got jealous only looking at me talking with other girls. It's so good!
やばい。顔が熱くなってきた。
Anyway, I needed to calm down. Whew. I pretended to be calm so my students wouldn't think I was weird. Don't worry. Your students are weirder because of the voice I gave them. Since morning, I hadn't been able to put myself together. What? Oh, we are switching the car. Okay. When I woke up this morning, Konami made breakfast and it was very delicious. On top of that, she did things like feed me with her spoon. I felt so happy that it was like walking on air. I noticed that she had softened the uneasy feeling in my mind. But after that, when my classmates visited the dormitory, my high spirits suddenly dropped. It's not that I dislike my classmates. I do, but it's not because... it's just that... When Konami gazed at the other students, it reminded me that she was not the teacher just for me. She might be something more for... Once she left the dormitory, it was natural for Konami to interact with other students as an assistant teacher. Besides, during the limited training period, she had to learn a lot of things and was busier than expected. After sighing a few times, I turned my gaze out the window and looked at the same old scenery. The day's lessons finished, and the classroom gradually grew noisy. I switched my gaze from the window to Konami at the front of the classroom. Several classmates were asking questions they had from the lesson. It was homeroom. Why would you ask questions if it was home? Mrs. Izuho, can I figure out this problem? It was a homeroom lesson. Why would you have any problems?
これはね、まずここに式を当てはめるの。そしたら
Unless it wasn't homeroom, but a difference, whatever. Oh, right! The way you teach is quite easy to understand!
ありがとう。
Meanwhile, me as a teacher. Oh, that's because I teach everyone as if they were a bunch of dumbasses. Yeah. Honestly, that's the best approach. Just teach people as they were if they were completely dumb. That way they will understand. And by that I mean teach everything in a simple, freaking approach, not like unfortunately, not overcomplicate stuff. Teachers don't get it. They overcomplicate stuff when they try to teach. Anyway. Excuse me, Mrs. Izuho, is this the right way to solve this problem here?
ここは
Mrs. Izuho was answering each and every question carefully. Before she had said that she liked to teach. In fact, she's quite good at teaching and I know she will be a good teacher. But I sighed a little.
さあ皆さん、気をつけて帰ってね。
The students said their goodbyes to Miss Izuho and left the classroom and one after the other. Keeping her in my sight, I stuffed my bag with my textbooks and notebooks. Then I suddenly felt someone near me and looked up. Miss Izuho!
何かご用ですか?
It was a classmate who I had never spoken to since science transferred. She looked at me as if she was confused, but then she slowly opened her mouth. I want to invite you to the tea party that's coming up. Tea party? Tea party? Are you serious?
私を?
How dare you steal my idea for when we have to censor stuff? Tea parties are my kind of idea. How dare you? Okay, maybe she's actually asking her for the real tea party. By the way, when I say it's a tea party, it's always a real tea party, okay? It's not like I'm censoring anything. It's... the characters really do have tea parties now. Anyway. I've been wanting to get to know you so... As she was speaking with great effort, her face got red. She was looking up at me with a blushing face, holding her hands tightly at her chest. I could almost even hear her beating hard. Time to retract because you have plans already.
ありがとう。考えておきますね。
Oh, thank you so much! Go kill you! I wish that she walked away with bowing... What? With bowing slightly? Probably while. Whatever.
人を好きになる気持ち
She had showed her affection for me sincerely. I knew she had pushed herself to talk to me. If she hadn't told me about that now, I wouldn't have noticed her feelings at all.
気持ちを伝えるってすごく大事なのね
I hadn't told Konami everything I had on my mind. For example, how when she was talking with a student other than me, my heart ached. And how when I thought of Konami, my chest tightened.
なんていうのかしらこの気持ちは
With words. I removed the matching hairpin that Konami gave me as a gift and stared at it. Maybe this isn't an innocent feeling of attraction, but more like dependency. Feeling heavy and like I had heartburn, I sighed deeply. I felt like I didn't want to go home. But I promised to cook dinner with tonight. With her, with Konami. Speaking of which, I remembered how happy Konami was when we talked about it earlier.
他の人が聞いてるかもしれないのにあんなにはしゃいでかわいい本当にかわいい人
Knowing Konami, I could imagine that she had gone all out with the shopping.
ちゃんと帰らなくちゃ
After cooking together, I would try to explain my feelings to her. Yeah? Let's do it. I retouched the hairpin I had in my hand and left the classroom. I left the school grounds and walked the usual route back to the dorm. There was no one around. Most students got driven home, so Konami and I were the only ones who walked. Oh, that might also mean they were the only ones that are actually fit. Anyway, it only took a few minutes and I could see the dormitory in the distance immediately. I headed to the wash basin and washed my face with a splash. It would take some time for Konami to return. In the meantime, should I draw? If I posted a new illustration, it would surely make her happy. While wiping my face with a towel, I happened to look in the mirror in front of me. The hairpin. Uh-oh. The hairpin wasn't there.
そんななくなってる
Wait, what? How? I turned around in a hurry and looked around the dressing room.
もしかして外に落としてきたの
Uh-oh. I felt the blood drain from my face. That was a special present for Konami that I treasured. Did I lose it?
急いで探さなきゃ
Leaving my bag in the living room, I ran out of the dormitory. Oh boy. Thinking I may have dropped it on my way home, I carefully retraced my steps. But I couldn't find it, and I got more and more frustrated. Could it be that she just, like, maybe smacked it off while she was washing her face?
ここには落としてない
The most likely place was, after all, the classroom. At this time, it would still be open. I headed back to the academy. There were still some students in the building because of their club activities. Oh, is that Serizawa? I wonder what happened. I hardly ever see her hair like that. As if shaking off her gaze, I quickly ran through the corridor and returned to the classroom. There was a glare coming in from the afternoon sun in the classroom. I slowly entered the room. I carefully searched in front of the platform between the desks and so on.
お願い見つかって
I went to my seat and checked the inside of the desk and down under the desk, but I couldn't find it anywhere. A small decorated hairpin. What if someone stepped on it and broke it? What if it had been thrown away? Every time those unpleasant thoughts passed through my mind, it seemed that the energy was drained from my body. Still, as if to tracing my memory, I searched hard, focusing on the places where I had been.
ない嘘なんでないのよ
No matter how close I searched with my face almost touching the floor, I couldn't find my hairpin anywhere. I kept looking for it all over the room without giving up. Over and over again. Before I knew it, the sun had set and the room had already gotten dark. While wiping the dripping sweat from my brow, I kept searching silently. I'd been looking for it for quite a long time. No matter how much I looked, I couldn't find it. I realized it might not have been in the school. Unintentional. That's not how you write it. I unintentionally glanced at my palms. Because I had been crawling on the floor, my hands were filthy. Even my uniform was darkened here and there.
私バカみたい。こんなに本気になって。
You are not an idiot, though. I wonder what the hell I was doing. There are lots of hairpins in the world, and I didn't need to worry so much about something like that. But I remembered what had happened a few days ago.
ほら、鏡を見て。すごく可愛いよ、エマさん。
Yeah.
エマさんのために作られたヘアピンって感じ。
ね、
これ買っちゃおうか。今日の記念にエマさんにプレゼントさせて。大事に使ってくれると私も嬉しい。
Konami put the hairpin in my hair. She told me that it suited me. She said she would be happy if I wore it. Even so, I... Teardrops fell onto the floor. Like rain beginning to fall, they fluttered down and wet the floor.
なんで私
My tears kept falling because of the regret at losing it and the sadness of not being able to find it. If she knew I had lost it, I'm sure Konami would be sad. Even so, she wouldn't blame me and would speak in a gentle voice that would reassure me. I wiped the overflowing tears with the back of my hand and looked around again. I'd never felt so impatient and desperate to do something. No, never before. But when it came to Konami, my emotions fluctuated. Also about my classmates. Also about hairpins.
ずっと先生のことばかり考えてる。
Just because Konami got involved, I became unbelievably desperate. It is like that. Holding back tears that were about to flow, I bent down to find more corners of the classroom. My phone slid out of my skirt pocket and onto the floor. When I picked up my smartphone, I opened the screen without thinking. Then, from the photos folder, I selected a few pictures we had taken on our date.
Konami sensei.
When she was eating ice cream, shiny, she looked cute and gentle. Just looking at the photo was so calming for me. I had told her it was a picture to remember the day, but I really just wanted a photo of Konami. Because the smile that she showed me at the time was not for anyone else, but just for me.
そう。私だけの Konami sensei.
My chest got really hot. Although the time spent with her was short, my feelings for her had grown tremendously.
そうか。私やっとわかった。
Gee. The reason why I was so happy, so hazy in my heart, aged words. Because Konami! I love her! The only answer came to my heart. I hugged the picture of her smiling on the screen tightly. Well, seems like someone also realized something properly. After class, I went towards the station to go shopping.
確かこの辺だったと思うけど。
While looking around, I looked for the variety shop I visited with Emma.
あった。
I opened the door. I quickly noticed that the aroma scent was different from the previous time. Ah, different!
ジャスミンかな。爽やかでいい香り。エマさんが好きそう。
Surrounded by the light scent, I slowly entered the store. Then, among the various displays offering different types of products, I headed straight to the kitchen corner. Yes! The reason I came here was to buy an apron! What? Since we're going to cook together, we might as well wear matching aprons, I thought.
どれにしようかな。
Something bold, please. I checked all the aprons hung on the display rack. I took a light blue and pink apron in my hands.
これかわいいな。ピンクなんてエマさんに絶対似合う。
I've already chosen the apron, so all that was left was to check out and go home. I walked from the kitchen supplies area towards the registers. Along the way, the accessory area caught my eye. In addition to pendants and rings, glittering hair ornaments and hairpins were lined up on the shelves. Remind me of the day when we came here on our date and smiled.
エマさん、あのヘアピン気に入ってくれてるよね。
Oh boy. She had seemed a little strange for the past few days, but she had kept wearing the hairpin as usual. Just seeing Emma with the hairpin on made me happy.
と、早くスーパーにも行かなくちゃ。
The time was running short. I hurriedly got in line to pay.
結構買い込んじゃった。
I murmured with a full bag in each hand. As Emma requested... Did I say Emma? As Emma requested, it would make... Another typo. Japanese food together, but there were many other things I also wanted to make. Picturing the two of us side by side in a kitchen wearing matching aprons, I couldn't help smiling.
楽しみだな。エマさんとの料理。
With that thought in my head, I walked through the shop on the way out. Suddenly, the ice cream shop came into sight. I just stopped where I was and looked at the shop. Oh, that's where we ate ice cream together. Here we spoon-fed each other and said, "Ah!" At the end, she had licked my lips and kissed me. My face suddenly felt hot.
キスしたり、手をつなぎ合ったり。まるで私たち。恋人みたいだよね。
Teachers and students don't usually do that together. Remember, for university. The same goes with friends. Oh well! Then what is our relationship? I remembered the feeling of Emma's kiss. It was hot and soft and it felt like I was going to melt. I exhaled in distress. I didn't think I was being teased by her anymore. I'd already realized that her kissing and touching was not just to help her with her illustrations. My feelings had changed a lot since I started spending time with Emma. Of course, the other students were also important to me. And they were cute too. But what I felt about Emma was different. Feelings like when you see someone and you feel your chest tighten, or you can't get them out of your head. What I had said to Emma that day was not completely wrong. When I was with Emma, my chest tightened and I couldn't get her out of my head. Yeah? Even I, whose deviation score for love and relationships is 0, have already realized it. Damn, Konami.
そうなんだよね。
That's why my heart ached when I heard that other students had affections for Emma. It was not just Emma. It seemed I had more than enough reason to be jealous. If I recognized my feelings, I would be able to see the whole picture clearly. What I want to do is to see Emma smile or ease her stress by doing things for her.
エマさん、私の気持ち、ちゃんとあなたに伝えるから。
Let's go! Probably because I had come out to the full realization, my steps felt somehow lighter on the way back. Finally, I got back to the dormitory and threw open the door to the living room.
ただいまー。って、あれ？エマさん。
Look, the hairpin will be somewhere over there. I can feel it. The living room was enveloped in silence. I'd watched Emma go home and I was sure she would be sitting on the sofa and relax. Looking over the deserted living room, I put the ingredients and aprons and I had bought on the table. Dude, I'm right. I was right from the very beginning, was I? Suddenly I noticed that Emma's bag was at the foot of the table. Okay, that's what you noticed. We are yet to notice the hairpin. Emma had never left her bag behind like this. I picked up Emma's bag and went upstairs.
Emma-san, いる?
When I knocked on the door, there was no answer from the inside of her room. When drunk, Emma usually wore her headphones, so maybe she didn't hear the knock.
ドア開けるからね.
I opened the door carefully as usual.
あれ? いない.
So she wasn't in her room either. I walked into the room and saw her tablet on the desk. The screen was black, as the stylus was still in the case, so she hadn't been using it yet that day.
どこに? もしかして私の部屋で寝てたりして.
I put Emma's bag on her chair and then headed to my room. I sat on the sofa in the empty living room.
まだ帰ってきてない.
Emma was in my room or the bath. Just in case I checked the other rooms, but the result was the same. Only her bag was there, so I knew she had come back here after school.
どこに行っちゃったのかな?
I didn't think Emma had forgotten our plans. Could she also have gone out shopping? But if so, she would surely leave a message. Anyway, it's been 30 minutes since I got back. I'm getting worried about her. Call her.
連絡してみよう.
Yeah. I took up my phone. Emma and I had at each other on mind, but I'd never actually sent her a message before. Opening my phone, my eyes fell on the photos up, and I opened it without thinking. Tick, tick, tick. Out of the lots of photos, I found one of Emma that I took with the sunset behind her. Message head, woman! I thought taken before she knew it, just because I wanted to keep it in my memory. During our dormitory life, I had lots of opportunities to take photos, but this was the only one I had. In the photo, Emma's looking straight at me. Without thinking, I gently touched Emma's image on the screen with my fingertips. Send the message! I want to see her right now. Besides, I wasn't sure why, but I felt like I had to listen to Emma's voice.
ぐずぐず考えても仕方ない.
Yeah. I also felt a slight sense of immorality as a teacher for contacting a student personally. But I mattered as if talking to myself that this was an emergency and opened the mine up. I scrolled down to Emma's account and I pressed the call button. After ringing for a while, Emma answered the phone. Feeling relieved at being connected with her, I spoke.
Emma-san, Konami です. はい。急にごめんね。今どこにいるの？寮にいないからびっくりしちゃって。もしもし？聞こえてる？
After replying at the beginning of the call, Emma had been silent. Was the bad connection? I spoke a little more loudly.
ねえ、エマさん、今どこにいるの？もう遅いし、私迎えに行くよ。いえ、大丈夫です。でも、すみません。もう少ししたらちゃんと戻るので心配しないでください。
Emma seemed somehow discouraged. Is she just tired or feeling down? When I started to speak again, I heard a familiar announcement over the phone.
すみません。そろそろ切りますね。エマさん、もしかして今。エマさん待って。
What the hell? Was she on a metro station or something? Why? Looking at the screen, which indicated the call had ended, I exhaled a little. Emma didn't tell me where she was, but I knew where she was, because what I heard over the phone was the school announcement telling students to go home. Okay, I should ask. Metro stations. Yeah, makes sense. Sure. I couldn't hear the whole thing, okay? Go, go. She had come home when she went back to school. I was sure there had to be a special reason. After I put my phone in my pocket, I headed right back to the school where Emma was. When I got to the classroom, I slowly opened the door in front of me while holding my breath. I walked into the classroom and proceeded to the platform I had been standing in that morning. On the far side of the classroom where the setting sun was shining, Emma was feeling around for something sitting on the floor. She didn't seem to notice me. She looked pretty desperate. I walked towards Emma.
エマさん、見つけた。
When my voice rang out in the quiet classroom, Emma looked up surprised.
コナミ先生、どうしてここに？さっきの通話中にね、アナウンスの一部が聞こえたの。それでエマさんの場所が分かっちゃった。
Emma gave an uncomfortable look just for a moment. But she then quickly looked down as if nothing had happened.
すみません。約束の時間に戻れなくて。
I mean, technically you did, but...
そんなことは気にしなくていいからね。でもエマさん、こんな時間まで何してたの？別に何も。
Oh, come on, be freaking... Not looking up from the floor, Emma wouldn't give me the real reason. I went up to her and get down to her eye level. When I looked closely, I noticed that Emma's uniform had gotten dirty. Speaking of which, when I entered the classroom, she had been looking around for something.
もしかして何かを探しているの
？Emma's shoulders quivered.
私も手伝うよ。だから何でもないんです。放っておいてください。
It was unusual for Emma to raise her voice like that. But what she said, it's nothing, couldn't be true! The evidence was clear. Her beautiful hair was messed up, and even her face had gotten a little dirty. There was also sweat on her forehead. It must be so important to her that she can't go home even though it's so late. But she's looking for what? When I looked at Emma, who was looking down, suddenly noticed something.
そっか。もしかして。
I just reached out and touched her hair on the back of her head.
ねえ、エマさん。探し物って、これじゃない？
Wait, are you kidding me? How? How did that? On the back of her head? How did that? What? How? Whatever. The hairpin had been tangled in her hair. I took it out of her and showed it to her. Emma's eyes went white immediately.
動いてるうちに移動したのかも。
But how? From the front to... Is that even doable?
そんなことって。こんなにいっぱい探したのに。これじゃあ鏡で見ても気づかないよね。
I put the hairpin back in Emma's hair. She was completely speechless.
これでよし。やっぱりエマさんに似合うね。
I was nodding with a satisfied air, while Emma was looking at me with an upset look on her face.
なんで私のこと
Why would she be?
怒ってないんですか？
There's literally no reason for her to be angry at you.
え？怒る？なんで？
See?
コナミ先生からのプレゼントなのになくしたんですよ。
You didn't lose it for. Thank you for not losing it, by the way.
そんなのって先生に失礼じゃないですか。
Emma's voice gradually got quieter as she spoke. She seemed like a scolded puppy. Puppy? I reached out my hand to stroke Emma's head, but she pulled back quickly as if she was avoiding it.
ダメ。エマさん、ごめんなさい。でも私、
Tears were streaming down from Emma's eyes.
コナミ先生にもクラスの子にもずっと嫌な態度ばっかりとって大事なヘアピンもなくして、コナミ先生に迷惑ばかりかけてる。それなのに先生に優しくされる資格なんて。
I get what she's going through right now. The thing of like, I'm not good enough for you and stuff. Yeah. Her voice was trembling. Emma seemed like she was about to start crying, but she was doing her best to keep talking. Emma looked so lovely in that moment that I leaned forward to her to lessen the space between us. And...
資格なんていらないよ。
I reached out and hugged Emma gently.
コナミ先生。私がエマさんに触れたくて、こうして触れてるの。それだけじゃないよ。エマさんのこといっぱい優しくして。
Yeah. I'm freak! You are still talking. We are going back. I want to hear the whole thing.
それだけじゃないよ。エマさんのこといっぱい優しくして、たくさん甘やかしたいの。
I stroked Emma's head gently. Her body, smaller than mine, was quivering.
先生はお人よしすぎます。そうかな。そうですよ。
Emma hesitantly put her arms around me. I could feel her heartbeat and warmth more than before, and I felt relieved.
ヘアピン、ずっと探してくれたんでしょ？
Emma nodded shyly as I hugged her a little more tightly.
大切にしてくれてありがとう。
Emma finally smiled at my words. When she was blushing, it was so cute, so I broke into a smile.
コナミ先生。
Suddenly Emma broached the subject bashfully.
ん？
Let's go.
私、コナミ先生に伝えたいことがたくさんあるんです。
Listening to Emma's words, I tilted my head good naturally. I was sure she had something important to say.
エマさんの思っていること、私に全部聞かせて。
Emma breathed in as if she was calming herself down. Then eventually she began talking.
ここ数日、私はどこかおかしかったんです。コナミ先生と一緒にいるとすごく幸せなのに、時々すごく心がモヤモヤして、そういう時は決まって先生が私以外のことを仲良くしている時でした。
The words that Emma told me were what I had noticed myself just a while before.
私も同じだよ、エマさん。先生も？エマさんと一緒にいる時、エマさんが楽しそうに笑っている時、本当に私は幸せなの。でもエマさんが元気がない時は、あなたの笑顔を見たくて必死だった。コナミ先生。それだけじゃないよ。あなたに憧れている子がたくさんいるって知って、ちょっと焼いちゃった。
Yeah? I loosened my arms, which were still hugging her, and gazed at her slowly.
エマさんは分かったの？もやもやの正体。はい、もう十分すぎるほど分かりました。でもその前にコナミ先生、一つ質問をしていいですか
？Emma's eyes, wet with tears, were pointed straight at me.
好きってどんな気持ちですか？
The same question she had asked when we first met. Over time, I gave an awkward answer, but now I could answer properly.
その人のことを考えると愛しくて胸がいっぱいになるし、
Yeah.
幸せで 温かい気持ちになれる。
True.
それからね、
I took Emma's hands and pressed them against my own chest.
そばにいるだけでこんな風にドキドキするな。
Mm-hmm. I smiled at her when Emma blinked her eyes. She was so low that I had her tighter. Then I whispered in her ear.
ねえ、エマさん、私からも質問していい？はい。人を好きになるってどんな気持ち？それは
Emma turned to me and... Emma's lip gently touched my lips.
ナミ先生。
With a sweet and soft touch, I could feel my body heating up.
これが私の気持ちです。気まぐれでも興味本位でもなくて、こんな風にキスをしたり触れ合ったり、私がそうしたいと思う人はコナミ先生だけです。
Gradually my lips got wet and there was a small sound every time she kissed me.
私も同じだよ。エマさんだけが私の特別なの。他のどんな子よりも大好きだから。
Yeah!
ずるいです。先に言うなんて。
Let's go! You won the... Oh, you won the... and the race. As she pouted her lips like being sulky, I lightly kissed them. Switch! There was a loud kissing sound.
私だって負けないくらい大好きですから。コナミ好きです。私も好きだよ、エマ。
While kissing up, I had to open my eyes and our eyes met.
キスをするときは目を閉じるのがマナーだよ。
Right! Counterattack! She said that to you, didn't she? I said it as our heads touched, and Emma smiled happily.
そうですね。うん。
After laughing face to face with each other, we again kissed to the point where our lips felt like they were swelling up. It was already night time. We left the school quickly and walked together on the familiar path back to the dormitory. I thought it felt like a new experience because we had never walked together at this time. But we had to go back soon. Well, with that in mind, I turned my head towards Emma. She was trying to wipe strains of her tears with her hands. I took out my handkerchief.
はい、これを使って。いえ。エマさんのハンカチは預かったままでしょ。だから、ほら。
I gently wiped around Emma's face with the handkerchief. She seemed ticklish, but she quickly regained her composure.
ありがとうございます。どういたしまして。
Having had her tears wiped away, Emma looked down in embarrassment.
もう、本当に可愛いんだから。
When I grinned at Emma, who noticed it, gave me a scornful look.
コナミ先生が今何を考えているか分かってますからね。え？本当に？じゃあ当ててみて。ですから。
Good, good, tease her.
何かな？
Good. Emma, who turned red to her ears, finally looked away from me. Instead, she carefully entwined her fingers in mine.
もう帰りますよ。行こっか。
We started walking towards the dormitory, holding hands. In the end, we had a simple dinner.
すみません。たくさん買い物をしてくれたのに。
Will be for the next day, right? Instant soup and vegetable salad, then some of Emma's calorie biscuits. Emma looked at me with an apologetic look on her face.
そんな顔しないで、エマさん。明日、一緒に作りましょう。
Yeah?
はい。ありがとうございます。でも、コナミ先生のお料理を食べていたから、ちょっと物足りなく感じますね。カロリービスケットだけで十分って言ってたのが嘘みたい。
Yeah.
それだけ、コナミ先生が作ってくれる食事が当たり前になってきたってことですよ。
Nothing special? I think it was supposed to be special, but I know that at her words. Or, wait, can I read this sentence again? Yeah, it should be special. What the hell? Ugh. From now on and forever, I want to have meals with Emma.
それってすごく幸せなことだよね。
Yeah.
コナミ先生、食べましょうか。さすがにお腹が空きました。あ、そうだね。いただきます。はい。いただきます。
We opened the bag of calorie biscuits. And the rest is history. That night, I went to Emma's room.
エマさん、まだ起きてる？
I knocked on the door as usual and called out to her. Then I could hear Emma's voice from inside.
どうぞ、入ってきてください。お邪魔します。
When I entered the room, I saw Emma was drawing with precision on her tablet. She didn't have her headphones on. Maybe she wanted to be able to hear my voice? I was grinning. Oh, that weird face expression. I was grinning while thinking about the possibility. Emma looked back at me.
コナミ先生、すごい顔してますよ。嘘。私どんな顔してるの？まず、頬が緩んでます。それから、物欲しそうな顔。
That's probably a good description, yeah. Something I could not do.
何それ
I reflexively put my hands on my cheeks.
エマの新作、待ち遠しいですか？それはもちろん。私の元気の元だからね。でも、もう夜も遅いし、あまり無理はしてほしくないな。ありがとうございます。でも、あと仕上げだけなんですよ。そうなの？はい。なので、もう少しだけ書いてから寝ます。
Emma looked down at her tablet again. It looked like she was in work mode as Emma. I was interested in seeing what was on her tablet screen, but I went right to the bed. I lay down on it. Watching me, Emma's hand holding the stylus stopped completely. That's right. Two can play at this game.
早くしないと先に寝ちゃうよ。
Emma seemed a little confused. Well, normally I wouldn't interfere with Emma's artistic process. But tonight was a little special.
ねえ、一緒に寝ようよ、エマさん。でも、イラストは？もちろんすっごく楽しみだよ。でも、私ね、エマさんをギュッと抱きしめて眠りたい気分なの。ダメかな？
Yeah? Emma's face flushed red.
仕方がないですね。
Emma turned off her tablet and left her seat. She then picked up a change of clothes that was folded by the side of the bed. Hold on! Is she going to change here?
エマさんの部屋だから当たり前だけど。
I'd know where to look. Isn't it unnatural if I suddenly move?
そんなに見つめないでください。 ごめんね。別に嫌じゃないです。ただ恥ずかしいだけです。なんとなくわかるかも。
We had seen each other. Yeah. And we had even touched each other's bodies. Yeah. But it was different now that we'd expressed our feelings for each other. I couldn't help but be thrilled to see Emma slowly taking off her clothes. After changing clothes, Emma turned off the lights and got in the bed next to me. The scent wafting in was of our magic shampoo. But when Emma used it, I thought it smelled sweeter, which made me feel good, actually.
珍しいですね。
What is? She asked suddenly, so I turned to Emma.
何が?
That she invited herself to your bed and not you to hers?
こうして先生から誘ってくれることです。
Yeah.
いつも私から先生の部屋に行くので。
You mean always?
それは、部屋で待っていると、
Because I conscious too much being I was conscious too much being alone with her. What?
私が来るのを待っていたり、意識しちゃうからですか？その後、私がキスしたり、触れたりするから、というのもありますか
？Yes, that was the correct answer. Until now I felt confused about being kissed or touched. But now it was different.
嬉しいのか、恥ずかしいのか、最初はよくわからなかったの。どうしてエマさんはこういうことするんだろうって。ねえ、エマさん。私ね、ずっと聞いてみたかったの。初めて出会った時、私にキスをしたのはどうして？
When I directly asked what I wasn't able to ask on our date, I noticed Emma blinking even in the darkness.
特に理由はないんです。ただ、あの時のコナミ先生がとても可愛いなって思って、それでキスをしたいって思いました。ファーストキスなのに
Emma nodded a little.
でも前も言ったように、先生の初めてをもらえて嬉しかったのは本当ですよ。
Totally understandable. It was the first kiss for both of us. At first I was surprised and upset, but
私もエマさんの初めての相手になれてよかった。
when I smiled unintentionally, Emma also smiled.
あ、でもその後はお風呂とかキスとか。ほらエマさん、私に協力してって言ってたよね。
This time I would ask Emma what I had what to ask. It seems like we're checking each other's answers in class or something.
コナミ先生といると癒されて前向きな気持ちになれるんです。それに先生は私を応援してくれるし、イラストをアップしたら喜ぶだろうなって。でも途中でわからなくなりました。わからなく？
Emma then reached out and gently touched my hair.
先生に触れたりするのはイラストを描くためだけなのかってことです。
Interesting. I didn't know when Emma's feelings changed. But as Emma said, if she did just to help her draw, she wouldn't have gotten so jealous.
先生、私にも教えてください。コナミ先生が私に優しくしてくれたのはイラストが見たいからですか
？To see her illustrations. Certainly I'd been a big fan of Emma, the illustrator, and if it helped her creative process.
もちろん、最初はそういう気持ちはあったよ。私がそばにいると、新作が思いつくって言ってくれた時は、本当に嬉しかったし、ファン冥利に尽きるって思った。はい。でもね、私も 途中でわからなくなったもん。
Yeah. I noticed that compared with Ema the Illustrator, I cared out more about the girl named Ema Serizawa. I just want to wrap her up with kindness, and I wanted to spoil her and treat her well. Because I wanted to see her smile.
もう協力のためだけじゃないの。
I said with my eyes open. I noticed that Ema was looking at me with serious eyes. About the words that were coming, you should know what I want to say. Oh my, it was so embarrassing that I sank into silence. Then Ema slowly opened her mouth.
今はどういうつもりですか？もう分かってるくせに。それを聞きたいんです。だから教室で伝えたでしょ。
Recalling what I confessed to Ema, I felt my face getting cold.
言ってくれないんですか？
Even though she spoke as she was talking, her hands that touched my hair were very gentle. Stop it! Ema, I like that about you! I think that the saying, love makes you captive, is definitely correct. Yeah, it is. In addition.
かなみ先生からの言葉なら何度だって聞きたいんです。
Yeah? Ema seemed a little timid. That's why I didn't want to make her jealous or anxious about someone else. I cleared my throat a little.
よく聞いて、エマさん。私が優しくするのはね、エマさんのことが好きだから。
It's embarrassing to confess my feelings so many times in a short amount of time. But...
はい。私も先生のことが好きです。
I'm glad that Ema smiles happily when she's feeling shy. I so reached out and gently hugged her.
私ね、今すごく幸せ。エマさんは知ってるくせに。うん。それを聞きたいの。
Good. I muttered the same line she had used back at her.
幸せに決まってます。きっと世界中の誰よりも。
Ema gently relaxed her eyes. And I'm happy for the two of them. Then we spent time kissing or hugging each other until we felt sleepy. Gradually we became drowsy while breathing in a gentle scent and feeling each other's warmth.
先生、もう寝ますか？
Ema murmured with a disappointed voice, and I gently stroked her back.
そうだね。もうそろそろ眠らないと。
Yeah.
そうですよね。あ、コナミ先生。どうしたの？私、コナミ先生と行きたいところがあるんです。いいよ。エマさんの行きたいところなら、どこにだって一緒に行こう。
She's totally falling asleep. Oh. While realizing it, I was asleep. I think this was the moment to end the episode. I believe we are getting into the next day because of the noise, waking up and so on. So we'll, because of that, continue tomorrow. And we'll see where this lovely romance, this lovely love story goes. Ema, Konami, Ema. What a lovely pair of girls. We'll see where this university student and university teacher go with their relationship, basically. Yeah. Right, with that being said, if you enjoyed, consider liking the video. If you're new around, subscribe. We'll play this game, okay, or of course, until the very end. After that, hopefully some more games. So stick around, and that's it. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.